Hey everybody, this is John Register with your Thursday Inspired Thought. I'm with the lovely Amy Purdy. Of course, you might know her with Dancing with the Stars, but we know her in the Paralympic world as the lady who has started the snowboard phenom, and she was over there in Socchi, Russia. How was Socchi?
I loved it. It was great. Very accommodating. I mean, we were in the Olympic Village. It was beautiful. Rosa Couture was amazing, you know, because people are always asking where the building's falling apart and stuff like that. I think as you go further outside, that maybe happened, but we didn't see any of that. But I will say it was incredibly challenging because the conditions were like nothing we've ever rode on before. And we tried to prepare ourselves. We were up in Mount Hood in the rain and 3 feet of slush, just in case. That's how Socchi was. And it was nothing like that. It was kind of a mixture of quicksandy, we literally had to relearn to snowboard. Our coach told us the first day, everything I've taught you, throw out the window right now. We're like, great.
We're here in Russia.
Yeah, we're in Russia, ready to go, prepared for the biggest event of our lives, and throw everything we know out the window. So we had to really adapt, which I think we are all very good at in this world,
That's exactly right?
So we really just had to adapt to the terrain, and for me, the race ended up being less about going as fast as I can, which is typically what I like to do, and more about being smart, staying on my feet, and being really smart with kind of line choices that I make, which is different. I'm always trying to be smart in that way, but I'm also always trying to push myself to go as fast as possible. But because the terrain was so bumpy, and it was also our course was set on a really steep, way steeper than any border cross we've ever rode before, run, we had to, instead of look for speed, we had to try to figure out spots to dump speed. So it was a completely different race than any of us were prepared for, but we adapted quite well, and I was grateful to come in 3rd place and get a bronze medal. So grateful, oh my gosh. Just so grateful to bring a medal home.
Right. Yeah, most people that go to the Paralympic Games or Olympic Games, they do not win a medal. Go figure that one. And so if you do win a medal, you're pretty in pretty good special category.
Yeah.
But you were doing kind of a couple things there, right? So you're snowboarding, but then you have something else that's coming up that's pretty big. And so what was that, and what were you doing?
Yeah, I don't really know what I was thinking with that. It was so crazy. I was kind of nervous about it because I had signed on with Dancing with the Stars probably a week and a half before going to Socchi, and originally I thought there's no way I can do this because it overlapped, but then I thought, well, it is possible, and if I work really hard and I'm really smart, then I may be able to do both of these things at the same time. But I realized that I couldn't injure myself dancing or I wouldn't be able to snowboard, and I couldn't injure myself snowboarding or I wouldn't be able to dance. So that was a little bit of pressure and stressful. But I ended up, snowboarding in Socchi 4 hours each morning, and then dancing with my partner Derek Huff 4 hours each night. I would snowboard with my team in the morning, I would eat lunch, I would go to the physical therapy room, ice my legs, and then I would take 3 gondolas down and a cab to the next town, meet Derek. We would dance and learn the cha-cha for 4 hours that night. I would take the gondolas back up and do it again the next day.
Oh my gosh.
So I learned our first dance in less than 4 days, I think, and it ended up. Then I had to put that aside at one point and just focus on the race. So I gave myself 3 days before the race to just breathe and focus on racing. Was grateful to do well at the Paralympics, and then jumped right into that next journey.
Right. So I interviewed a few weeks ago a lady by the name of Patience Beard. She is a below-knee amputee from the University of Arkansas. She's on the cheer squad, and she talks about image. And a lot of young ladies are so image conscious.
Yeah.
Is there a message you have for young girls or just society in general who are so image conscious, and what is possible?
I mean, that is a hard one. I think it's kind of, ingrained in us a little bit, because I grew up that way too. I grew up looking at fashion magazines and having this idea of what I was supposed to look like. And I didn't really look that way. I was an athlete. And then when I lost my legs, I definitely didn't look that way. And I had to kind of reinvent myself. I had to learn how to embrace the things that made me me. I had to embrace the things that made me different. And I realized that the things that made me different were really the things that were getting me ahead. So instead of hiding my legs, I mean, I started wearing dresses, and then people knew me for having prosthetic legs, and it's amazing where that led. You know, all of a sudden I was in a music video for Madonna, and it literally led from kind of embracing the thing that made me different than everybody else. So something I always say is, what makes you unique makes you beautiful. And it's not easy. It's not easy to look in the mirror sometimes and say, I don't like this about myself. But the minute you can learn to love all of you, I think it's amazing. Then you get to shine your light to the world. And that's what's important, is that we all have that light, and we all, I think, have the potential to shine it into the world, live our dreams, challenge ourselves, and the more you accept and embrace your differences and who you are, then the quicker you'll get there. So
True that. That's just very, very well said. And so now, because you were your unique self, open up a lot of doors and opportunities. You have a book that's just coming out. Tell us a little bit about the book.
Yeah, so I have a book. So the day after, well, let's see, yeah, the day after Dancing with the Stars finale, I got a book deal with HarperCollins and got a 6-week deadline to write that book. So I went from Paralympic training to Dancing with the Stars for 3 months to 6 weeks of writing a book. But I kind of needed that momentum. I wanted to keep it going a little bit. So I wrote a book called On My Own 2 Feet, From Losing My Legs to Learning the Dance of Life. And it is my journey, literally from losing my legs, all the challenges, and learning to accept myself, learning to embrace my differences. And then kind of just all the, I would say, all the failures and all the accomplishments that pretty much led me to where I'm at today. When I did Dance with the Stars, what's kind of interesting is everything I've ever done, I feel like every skill set I've ever learned played out in doing that. So that's why I love that saying, when preparation meets opportunity. You know, that's what we call luck, but it's not. It's preparing. It's following your passions, learning as much as you can about yourself, doing the things that scare you. You know, learning to public speak, how scary that can be, but learning how to deal with those nerves played a role in how well I did with Dancing with the Stars as well. So it all plays a role together. So anyways, the book is everything in, well, kind of, not even.
Well,
I could write another one. I am going to write another one. Actually.
I can't wait to read it.
Yeah.
So where's Amy going to be now over the next year? What's next?
Well, hopefully on the beach somewhere, taking a vacation. That'd be great. I know. No, I have a lot of projects that I'm working on, but I am excited to kind of get grounded a little bit, because that's when I get inspired. So I have a few different kind of TV show ideas, and I definitely want to write another book, and I definitely want to keep competing in snowboarding and help adaptive action sports. And I like to do the things that inspire me. And I always say that inspiration is contagious. I never set out to be a role model. I'm very grateful that I've been able to inspire people. But I just choose to do the things that inspire me. And so I know that whatever I do in the future is going to be something that I'm passionate about and that I'm excited to share with other people.
So this has been John Register with the beautiful Amy Purdy. Wow, I hope you enjoyed that. Amy is such an inspiration. And so we say to you, you go forth and inspire your world.